Online voting. Increased voter turnout, stronger security, and more accessible? That's what I would say if there weren't obvious issues with that idea that need to be ironed out first. I mean, how do we know the software isn't messing with the votes?
How can we balance security measures and voter accessibility?
How can we keep the voters anonymous?
How do we keep people from interfering in our elections?
How could we switch to the system while keeping public trust in the integrity of the election?
And why even switch if the paper system we have works just fine?
Let's talk about why we might want to switch.
There's been low voter turnout in recent years among younger demographics and those with accessibility issues. Online voting allows for easier access, which means less friction for voters, which means higher turnout and more democratic participation. Pilot programs ran in Canadian municipalities have even shown that opening up e-voting increases voter turnout and can cost less. So when it's easier to vote, more people vote.
So why don't we just throw together a website and have the next federal election online? Well, let's talk about those obvious issues now.
Adopting online voting systems opens up the elections to new security risks, such as being hacked, voter fraud, and interference by foreign adversaries.
We can remedy this using transparent and secure tech like blockchain. Making the voting software open source also opens it up to scrutiny and auditing by the public, which has been shown to prevent security flaws. What if someone else just logs into my account to vote for me? Then what? Potential solution for voter fraud is using biometric authentication to log yourself in. I mean, you probably already use it to unlock your phone.
However, this leads directly into our next problem. After all, if online voting exists, but is harder to do than just going in person, why even have it in the first place?
With all these new cybersecurity measures and systematic changes, how do we keep voting secure without compromising on accessibility?
Voters with disabilities, seniors, and people in rural communities often face barriers to online voting systems due to all sorts of reasons. But there is good news. We can bridge these gaps through targeted infrastructure upgrades such as satellite internet in remote locations and comprehensive digital literacy campaigns. Plus, designing online voting platforms that are universally accessible is crucial. Think screen readers, eye trackers, and support for multiple languages, all while employing measures to protect voters' privacy.
So to do this right, we have a lot to figure out. The Government of Canada would have to support the development of open source voting software using secure technologies such as blockchain. The system should have the highest standards for accessibility, with assistive technologies and being available in multiple languages.
And there would need to be enthusiasm from the public and a bipartisan government to support and fund this change, investing in universal high-speed satellite internet access and other new technologies. So, if online voting is something that we decide is worth these changes, ballot boxes might just become a thing of the past.